Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales, a place you find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by your host, me, Tai Tiger. Today we're diving back into the Tiger Tales Marvel and DC fanfiction universe, or the TMDFU for short. This is where I've combined the worlds and stories of Marvel and DC and collaborated them into one huge universe with multiple stories linked together on an ongoing series, which you can find all the stories linked in chronological order on the playlist dedicated to this universe. Today we're diving in with a brand new storyline, Guardians of the Galaxy, but not the team that you're used to, but also the team that you're used to. You'll see as we dive in. With that being said, let's go with the Unlikely Guardians of the New Galaxy. Chapter 1, New and Old. Peter Quill sat there in his new ship, in a small room with the original Guardians, discussing the new team that awaited them in the main deck. So what are we going to do, Quill? You're the boss, Rocket snarled. I don't know yet. These guys are easily the best of the best, Peter replied. But can they be trusted? Gamora hushed. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, Peter muttered. I am Groot, Groot said. I know, buddy, Peter nodded. They better not get in my way, Drax complained. I don't think they want to get in your way, Drax, Peter replied. So we have to talk about the task of finding the Mobius chair. Where the hell is this thing? Rocket sighed. It is a dangerous weapon in the wrong hands, and only been sending a signal for the last few days. Superman and Iron Man had it hidden for good reason. I mean, it ain't exactly worth you dying, is it, boy? Yondu muttered. Everyone looked at Yondu, who was leaning against the wall behind them. I am Groot, Groot muttered. I know, he has a point, Groot, Peter said, then shaking his head. Quill, with no respect, because I do not respect you, I must say this is a dangerous quest, and you are a fool for bringing in the new team, Drax said bluntly. I know, but I have to start them somewhere, Peter moaned. I don't know why there is another team now anyway, Rocket chuckled. The Nova Corps thought it was a good idea, plus the Mobius chair grants the user nigh omniscience. We could finally understand the events of Union Day, Peter explained. Now that would be nice, Gamora replied. My point exactly, Peter muttered. What if we are not worthy, Quill? Gamora asked him. I have surely proven myself worthy. I'm the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, for Pete's sake, Peter called out. I will sit in the chair. I'm a better fighter. I'm a better male. I'm better looking than you human things, Drax said. No, I will sit in the chair. I am worthy of it, don't worry, Peter sighed. If he fails, I am getting his room, Rocket mocked. You leave my Earth collection alone, Fireball, Peter retorted, pointing at the raccoon. Can we at least discuss who sits in the chair when and if we find it? Gamora asked the room. Greenie has a point here, boy, Yondu muttered. I want to do it, Drax barked. Pipe down, muscle mass. I would easily be second choice, Rocket snapped. I am Groot, Groot yelled. You're all dead, Peter screamed. All four ghosts looked at Peter. Everybody looked sad, their eyes now all darted in different directions. Sorry, Peter muttered. Not cool, Yondu grunted. I am Groot, Groot muttered. I know, bud. It's just me and you, Peter sighed. Peter then stood up and walked out of the room. Groot stood and followed. He took the last year to grow back up to full size. He was tall and lanky, standing at 7 foot. Groot then chased after Peter. I am Groot? Groot questioned. Well, bud, it is time to meet the newcomers, Pete answered. Peter then walked through the corridors of the ship and walked through a set of automatic double doors which led him to the main deck, where his new team sat waiting. Hey team, get ready to move out. We are departing in 5 minutes, Peter told the group. One of them stood and walked up to Peter. Thanks for the opportunity. I know it's weird, the new Guardian said. She was a Centaurian from Centaur 4, just like Yondu. She was a blue-skinned woman. She wielded a slingshot that had specific type of rocks imbued with different types of energy. Her name was Yolin. No problem. Yondu spoke highly of you, Peter replied. He was a great leader, Yolin replied. She was a Ravager, just like Yondu. That is exactly how Peter met Yolin, was through Yondu himself. Yolin then returned to her seat. Peter sat down and the second member walked up to him. Hey Quill, how did you sleep last night? The second member asked. He was a human with brown hair, shortened down to a buzz cut. He was wearing a basic black top and a pair of jeans. The only notable difference between him, it was the green ring on his finger. He was the only chosen Green Lantern, chosen by the last Guardian of Oa. His name was Ryan. Not too bad, Ryan. Thanks for asking. How are you settling in? Peter asked. An alien ring, not an alien ship. My heart wants to stop, but my inner nerd is screaming with joy. What can I say? And I may have to pass out at some point, Ryan chuckled. I get that one. If you want to talk about anything, I'm always around, Peter offered. Ryan nodded, then walked away and sat back down. Peter then pressed some of the buttons on his console and the spaceship roared to life. Then the Skrull known as Jabal walked up to Peter. What's up, Jabal? Peter asked without turning his gaze away from the console. Do we really have to bring the meditating nut job? Jabal asked. Easy now. He's a strong soldier, and no offense, but we all had to trust you eventually. Your race doesn't have exactly the best reputation now, does it? Peter sighed. Nah, good point, Jabal muttered with a frown. Hey, don't worry. We are the Guardians of the Galaxy now. We're gonna be heroes, Peter cheered. Yeah, sure, Jabal nodded with a weak smile. Jabal stood there and waited as Peter started driving the ship. It took off and left nowhere. The celestial skull turned port for all life forms. Peter then pressed a button and the ship went into autopilot. Peter then stood up and walked up to the final member of the new Guardians of the Galaxy, a black-cloaked figure who was a human subspecies who found the lost scrolls of someone called Palpatine. He learned to build something called a lightsaber and mastered the ways of the Force. He spent a lot of his time meditating. His name was Zoten. Hey man, how is things? Peter asked awkwardly. The man opened his eyes, then removed his hood to reveal his light brown skin, his bald head, and tribal tattoos. Hello, Peter Quill. I'm well, thank you, the Zoten said. Peter then scratched his head and sighed. So, we're on our way to the first place we think the Mobius chair information might be, or at least someone who knows where we can find information on it, Peter told him. Thank you for the update. I shall prepare myself, Zoten replied. Then he stood and walked away, heading into his quarters. Peter sighed again and shook his head, and then went back to his chair. He checked to make sure that everything was going smoothly. They're not ready. They are not a team, Gamora said as she sat next to him. No, but they will be, Peter retorted. Groot walked up to Yolin. I am Groot, Groot said with a smile. Hey, Groot. I'm good. How about yourself? Yolin replied. Peter had noticed that Groot was the only person Yolin ever smiled at. Walking bunch of bark flirting with Yolin, huh? Yondu grinned. He was always nice to everyone unless he pointed a gun at them, Rocket muttered. Peter rubbed his eyes. Alright, you guys, shut up and stuff it. I've got a mission to do, Peter muttered. Yo, boss, are you okay? Ryan asked. Yeah, I'm alright. Just making some mental notes, that's all, Peter replied to Ryan. Alrighty, Ryan said as he walked out of the room. Peter sat there inside. The ghosts of his old team stood around him as he looked down at his new team, the ship flying towards Xandar. Xandar came into view. Within a few minutes, Peter was landing the ship on a landing platform. When they saw the destruction of the city, the Kree Empire had soldiers swarmed all over the lower levels of the city, attacking everyone, the Nova Corps trying their best to fight back. That explains why there was no communication link when entering the atmosphere, Gamora muttered. Everyone grouped up into the room. Alright guys, so before I find my contact, we might have information. We're going to have to help out, okay? Peter told his team. You mean help these guys? Ryan mocked, pointing out the window. Yes, we have an alliance with Xandar and the Nova Corps. We deal with this invasion, if we can call it that at first, and then we go find my contact, Peter demanded. Everyone geared up and walked to the landing bay. The door lowered. You ready for this, Quill? Rocket asked him. You guys need to leave me alone until I'm done. We've got work to do, Peter responded. The ghosts of his former team all vanished as the loading dock touched the ground. The new Guardians of the Galaxy advanced on the Kree invasion and to save Xandar. And there we have it. I know this is a really short introduction to a new story to the TMDFU. Let's not muddle that up. But a short introduction nevertheless. Thank you guys for listening, and whilst we're here, I do want to quickly shout out Mark the Red Corner Stranger with the Nerds Through Comics podcast. Go listen to that if you want to see comic books adapted into audio dramas and his original Power Rangers story. Then we've also got Willie with Cosplay Dude 67. He's got 2 podcasts. The Storytime with Cosplay Dude 67, where he does multiple different stories, and Power Rangers Universe 19, which revolves around Power Rangers and Kamen Rider. We are an association to Zero to Hero, the Balkan Scholar podcasting. Talk about many different fandoms, a lot of Power Rangers for sure, and they also interview people as well, so you might want to go check them out. That being said, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you are new around here, and I shall see you guys really soon.